I'm Josh Snead, mechanic for Hull Athlete Specialized Racing Team. I'm here to show you how to get your bike clean using ProGold products so it can look blindingly shiny like this one here. We're going to use this carbon frame bike wash to make our wash bucket. This is safe for carbon fiber bikes, and it's also biodegradable and doesn't hurt you to get it on your hands. Perfect for what we're trying to do here. I'm going to use a pretty generous amount because we've got plenty in this jug. And now I'm going to hit it with the hose. I try not to make a huge amount of suds, so I put the hose down at the bottom and then just try to gently add the water. First step, I'm going to degrease the drivetrain of this bike. This green degrease and wash works great for both just straight degreasing drivetrains, but also as use in the bucket for a bike wash as well. This brush is one of my favorites. You can use a car wheel detailing brush, works really well for this too. But basically the goal here is to get your bristles down into the cogs of the cassette and to simultaneously scrub the chain. So I'm also going to load up the brush a bit with the degreaser. And then what I like to do is I just hold the brush into the gears and I spin the wheel backwards. So this is why I like to choose this gear. So I can easily do this and just quickly do the scrubbing where I need to. Same for up here. With the chain, if you have a number of chain rings on the front, in the big chain ring, you can get the outside of the chain. Like so. And then usually you can hold the brush on the other side and get the inside of the chain. So now I'm going to remove the rear wheel and I'm going to wash the bike itself and the wheels separately. So I always put the chain down now onto the smallest cog, in this case a 10 tooth cog on the SRAM XX1. Remove the wheel, put it aside for cleaning in a minute. Soft bristled wheel brush, great for getting into other hard to get spots. I especially like around the shifters and between the brake levers. Spots like this tend to get pretty dirty on mountain bikes, but there's no reason not to use your this carbon wash. Is no problem on any surface like this. Now we're just going to rinse it off. So now that we've got the bike clean, I'm going to get the wheels clean. Usually I go back to the cassette first, hit it with some of the degrease and wash. Use my wheel brush, and then you can just ratchet the gears one way and then flick all the whatever remaining spots of dirty grease might be in there, dirty old lube. From there, start with your mitt again. Both sides. Only takes a minute, makes all the difference. Get the disc. Make sure you don't have any grease or anything on your mitt. If you're careful to do the drivetrain by itself, then you haven't got any grease to get on your mitt. So that's part of the tricks to keeping everything nice and free of contamination when you're dealing with braking surfaces. Conical brush, once again, super important for this portion. Get in between the rotor and the hub, and then go around the hub itself. So, and you can even get one time. Start at the tire, work your way in, get the rims, get the spokes. Here. When we want these nice bikes ready for the starting line, I like to use this fingernail brush with natural or plain colored bristles so I can tell whether or not they're dirty. Start at the valve and brush out the tire tread so there's absolutely no dirt or contamination getting in the way of your nice brand new sharp knobs for the start of the important race. Time to rinse off the wheel. Same as the rest of the bike, I guess. Just blow your soapy water off. Lastly, or almost lastly, bike shine. Polish the frame, polish the bike. I always apply it to the rag first. Nice and clean, lint free. Once your rag is soaked, wipe it down. This is the trick to making your bike look impossibly clean. So finally, we're going to lube the chain. When we're at the races, I tend to prefer using the ProLink. A lot of the riders, when they're on their own, prefer to use the extreme version of this, which just basically lasts a little longer. This kind seems a little bit quicker for me to degrease with. You saw earlier how quickly and easily I got that off, so this is very easy. You put it on once, one race, and then degrease it so it's perfectly clean. I apply the lube into the chain and into my rag on the lower part here, carefully not shooting chain lube onto my rims. If you have rim brakes, you definitely don't want to shoot that on there, and only applying it to the chain. I'm not putting it on here because I don't want to get chain lube on my cogs. I don't want to get chain lube on my chain rings. I only want to apply the chain lube to my chain. So from here I just shoot some in, wipe it and advance it forward. Shoot some in, advance it along. Go along until the whole chain has been lubed, and then I'll wipe as much off as I can. The goal here is for the chain lube to permeate the inner parts of the moving rollers and plates of the chain. So that's the goal. Wipe as much off as you can. Should be good to go. From here, it's ready to ride.